Singles Inferno. Was it better than Terrace House? Was it as dramatic as Korean dramas? Let's find out. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel.
Me too.
Instead of a vlog this week, I decided to make a video about this very popular TV reality show that is Korean. Yes, Korean. Called Singles Inferno. I just spit there. The show is about a group of single Korean men and women searching for love on a deserted island, so-called hell or jiok in Korean. And their only way of escaping it is to match with a partner and be flown in a helicopter to this island of what they call paradise. First off, I thought their definition of hell or jiok was just absurd. Prime example of first world problem. They have a place to stay. They're not cold. They have clean drinking water. They're provided with food. Did I mention they're also within walking distance to the beach where they get to work out with a stunning view? Makes no sense to me, and I'm from America. If I were to be on the show, I really genuinely would not mind staying back because it could potentially be an opportunity for me to get to know those people that also got left behind. Now, let's talk about the members of the show. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say my favorite guy is Jin-taek. He's got a sense of humor, good style. He's basically Korean Kingsman. He is liked by both the guys and the girls. In my opinion, that says a lot about a person. I know Sehun ends up talking bad about Jin-taek to basically everyone because she feels like the first night they went to paradise together, he set false expectations. While I do agree Jin-taek may have said things that he didn't necessarily mean, I don't think that justifies for her actions. I felt like she handled this very poorly, immaturely, despite her being the oldest in the group. Sehun does end up bringing this issue up with Jin-taek and they somewhat work it out. However, not too long after that, she starts talking to Sehun about the same shit. When she brought this issue up to Sehun, I felt like she leveraged this opportunity with Sehun and she almost wanted this empathy from another dude that's not Jin-taek. That is exactly what she brought up the first night where she voted for Sehun. Then Sehun confesses that he also voted for her, blah blah blah. Two overly emotional human beings right there. Good thing they do not end up together. Spoilers. If y'all watched the season finale this past weekend, we know Jin-taek ends up being together with Soyeon. I'm happy for them. However, I definitely didn't like the way she almost interrogated him when they went to paradise again. Soyeon was asking him all these questions, a myriad of questions, and diving deep into the past. A lot of respect for Jin-taek because he showed a lot of patience, a lot of calmness. He stayed composed. I would have gotten so triggered. I probably would have left that hotel room. You can probably tell by now, but Soyeon was definitely my least favorite girl. Let's go back to Sehun real quick. What an emotional dude. No pride whatsoever. Doesn't understand the word rejection. I understand he ended up getting the girl he wanted initially. Fine. Props to him, but did he do it in a healthy and non-toxic manner? I don't think so. He is not persistent per se. He's clingy and he is in his own world. He honestly gives me Joe Goldberg vibes. He's like the Korean Joe Goldberg. Another thing that I didn't like about Sehun towards the end of the show, when he's having fancy dinner with his girl Jiyeon, I felt like he almost victimized himself to the point where she started crying. Is it just me who felt that way? Back to the girls. Let's talk about Jia. Already a very famous YouTuber prior to the show aired. By the way, guys, that's another thing that I really didn't like about this show. All these people were already very famous prior to the show. They already had blue check marks on Instagram. They already had a pretty massive following on social media. And 90% of them got nose jobs. Fucking Korean beauty standard. I miss the older seasons of Terrace House where they casted ordinary people with chill, unique jobs. I like when shows like this cast ordinary people because they haven't really been out in the spotlight and we can really see genuine reactions from them. Back to Jia though, after Soyeon, Jia is probably my least favorite girl. I felt like she led Sehun on a lot, which was very sad to watch. Sehun, this K-pop looking soft, pretty boy, falls madly in love with Jia. Even though he knows she's interested in this jacked fitness model, Hyunjung. I don't mind Hyunjung except for his teeth. Okay, I couldn't help it but notice his lower teeth. There's a very large gap. We call it diastema. But we're not going to get into dentistry right now. The fact that Sehun tells Jia he can go to any extent to date the girl he wants is pathetic. He also tells her he can wait as long as she needs him to. Dude, wake up. This show is filmed for literally like 8 or 9 days. Go do something. Stop following them around. That's really creepy. Be more proactive, more assertive. I understand some girls are more into less masculine, more beta guys, but I feel like people like Sehun just perpetuates the negative, stereotypical Asian image in the West. It's sad, but it's true. One thing for sure is he is a certified simp. Pretty obvious Jia was the most popular girl there. She's definitely the type that's very flirtatious. Knows how to win a guy over. Not sure if I like girls like that. But seriously, I felt like she led many guys on, even though she clearly liked Hyunjung the most. The main reason why I didn't like her that much was it was really hard for me to tell who she really liked. From my viewpoint, my perspective, I really thought she was interested in all three of them. It became very clear later on she was not interested in Sehun anymore, but I felt like she was equally as interested in Hyunjung as Hyunjung. But my respect for her did go up when she ended up choosing Hyunjung at the season finale. Good for her. She stayed loyal. I like that. I do. Cannot forget about the couple that got the least screen time, Junshik and Yeon. I call them the gatekeepers, the guardians of Inferno. They went to paradise the least, but it's okay. I like that couple. Like I said before, this couple was created from spending so much time in Inferno. Good for them. No hate. Of course, after a few days, newcomers arrive. They gotta make things interesting. The new guy, Hyunjung, he looks like the typical douchey guy that girls fall for. Obviously, many reasons to like this guy. Has a chain, has lots of tattoos, tan, has a perm, dances, works out, probably drinks Henny. Do we see a trend here? He is the Korean Kevin, Wen, and don't at me. Before I forget, we gotta talk about the guys fight in the dirt. The mud wrestling, the mud fighting, whatever you wanna call it. That was the cringiest thing to watch, wasn't it? We're talking grown-ass men fighting for their girls. And what's worse is the girls reacting to it. 진짜? Oh, 어떡해? Every time I see shit like this, I can't help but think this is all staged, all scripted. It's too much for me to digest. I just have a few things to say about the fight. Hyunjung is an idiot for going for Sehun first, who probably is one of the weakest people in the group. He should have gone for his one and only true rivalry, his workout partner, Hyunjung. Hyunjung and Hyunjung are clearly the strongest people there, and you're supposed to eliminate the guy that poses the greatest threat first. After Hyunjung got eliminated unexpectedly, I think someone should have said, hey guys, let's take this fucker out first, because he's clearly the strongest one. Let's get him out and then have a more fair match. They did end up targeting Hyunjung at one point. Felt like the efforts weren't collaborative enough. That's why they failed, and Hyunjung rose to the top. I got triggered a myriad of times throughout the show, but I think that's what made the show thrilling and exhilarating to watch. I still think this show was slightly scripted, but it was still very exciting to watch. It felt pretty real. I'm so glad, as a Korean American, this show became very popular in American Netflix. I think at one point it was top 10. So the question is, was it better than Terrace House? Personally, I like Terrace House better, even though Terrace House is Japanese and I am Korean. Yes, I'm giving it to Terrace House. The interactions in Terrace House just felt more real, more organic, more authentic, and the members of Terrace House engaged in deeper and more meaningful conversations than just focusing on matching and fucking going to paradise. Was it as dramatic as Korean dramas? Absolutely. My people are dramatic. We love drama. Overall, I'll give this show a solid 8 out of 10. Definitely worth a watch. I think it's easily better than that show called Too Hot to Handle or whatever. Oh, I couldn't get past like episode 2. Now, let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of the show and whether you guys agree or disagree with my viewpoint. As always, thank you guys for watching and listening to me vent. I will be back with another video next week. Peace. Nee.